Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the 2nd and 8th house intercepted in a natal chart. Now, as most of you know, interception is when a sign is completely inside a house to all 30 degrees of it, but it is not found on a house cusp. So when we talk about the 2nd and 8th houses, obviously, I mean, there may be a strong imbalance or lack of equilibrium between the two houses. Now, the 2nd house is associated with values, possessions, just things of a monetary nature in general, income generated. It may have to do with our work. It's also, we look at the 8th house, and the 8th house is about others' resources. It's connected with sex, death, taxes, inheritances, insurance, a change, transformation. So if somebody has these two houses intercepted, it could indicate things that maybe there are problems with both through lack of, through having perhaps some suppression in connection with these houses. Now, the 2nd house intercepted can indicate there may be some problems connected with values, or maybe as far as money made or income that is generated, things that are connected with possessions. Now, it can be something where there might be an imbalance of their resources and another's resources. Perhaps this person might be too strong, might emphasize others' resources a little bit more strongly than he or she should, or the opposite or antithesis of this may be true. This person might have, the other person might be emphasizing their resources, and the shared the resources between that person and that of perhaps the sexual partner might not be balanced the way it should. And we'll look at this, and a lot of this depends on the signs that are enclosed, that are inside these house cusps. Now, let's take an example with somebody that has Pisces intercepted in the 2nd and Aquarius on the cusp of the 2nd house, and they would also have Leo on the cusp of the 8th, and Virgo would be intercepted in the 8th house. Now, somebody with the 2nd house intercepted with Pisces and Aquarius on the cusp of the 2nd. Well, Aquarius on the cusp of the 2nd can be unorthodox and ingenious, innovative, may have strong interest in computers, esoteric subjects, even like astrology, and may make money that way. And this could be, but with Pisces intercepted, though, it could indicate that maybe there's might be a lot of original ideas maybe associated with generating income. But what may happen is, maybe since the Pisces rules the dreams, maybe their dreams don't always come to fruition in connection with the money matters. And now we look at the 8th house. You know, somebody has as I was stating before, if they had Leo on the cusp of the 8th and they had Virgo intercepted, well, Leo on the 8th could show somebody that takes a lot of pride in things connected with the 8th house, likes to maybe be in control. On the negative side, might be maybe a little bit more domineering in connection with these matters, things that are associated with perhaps with inheritance, maybe, or somebody, maybe we could say, as far as like somebody working with wills, for example, and wants to be the one that's in control, maybe over a sexual partner. This person might be the one that has that strong, as far as the dominant one between him and the partner. And if Virgo is in, and it could also show on the positive side, when you go backtrack, if the person might be magnanimous in these areas as well, as far as some, I guess you could say, some 8th house matters in connection with the sexual partner. Perhaps what this person is making, their own will out. Perhaps is the type to leave a lot to people that he or she is close with. On the negative side, if somebody has Virgo intercepted in that 8th house, well, Virgo is about details, being punctilious with details, a lot of analysis, and on the negative side, we see could be someone being judgmental about things. Now, if this person may take so much pride in what they're doing in 8th house matters and wanting to be that leader, wanting to be that quote-unquote king in these matters. Maybe they're not always focused and discerning on the fine details that are associated with this, and maybe needs at times maybe to see some of the fine print and things, and this person having Pisces and Virgo intercepted on that second 8th house axis, it could show that maybe there is an imbalance in general in terms of looking at the details, being judgmental and critical, and seeing the overall picture. The person may see the overall picture to some degree, but may have trouble discerning the trees in the forest, or vice versa. So there can obviously be problems in these areas in the 2nd and 8th house due to maybe having a lack of balance between those two signs in them. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the 2nd house and 8th house intercepted in a natal horoscope. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the 3rd and the 9th house intercepted in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.